We're all involved in some training or some effort, no matter what we're doing. We're either training ourselves to maintain all our points of view, whatever they are, or like Lord Buddha, we're just letting the points of view rip, whatever they are. They go freely and spontaneously. They disappear in and of themselves like the flight path of a bird in the sky. So whatever your disposition is, it's perfect for some kind of thing you want to be doing. But I'm just saying that, the ultimate meditation is the meditation that is completely uncontrived and all-inclusive, that includes all of life, and that if you just relax, conviction about that dawns without doing anything. And if you do need to do something, then the only teaching is to rest as awareness for short moments repeated many times in a completely uncontrived way until it becomes automatic. This allows the resolution of all appearances, no matter what they are, in the basic space of wisdom, effortlessly. For long-time meditators, very often the body and the mind is already more at ease. So that then, if you have the good fortune to be exposed to the teachings of liberation upon hearing, then you can at least sit still without needing to think about everything that's being said. The simplest of all practices is just to rest in an uncontrived way. Because the moment we set up a special time, then we separate out other times. And for the ultimate meditation, it integrates everything from the beginning without separating anything out. But I never suggest that anyone give up anything that they're doing. Just begin resting as awareness in a non-contrived way throughout the day. And swiftly it'll come about that wisdom awareness will be fully evident, not just during the day, but at night too. The pure nature of mind it isn't dependent on any of the elements. It's just like, all we really are as the human body is earth, air, fire, and water. That's it. That's what we're made up of. We're made up of the elements, and all of those elements are made up of space. We can throw all those elements in a linear accelerator, and we find only space. So it's this space of complete equanimity, the clear light of mind that is the nature of everything. This is what everything is comprised of. So no matter where we go and what we do, when we enjoy this simplicity of the basis, it becomes more and more familiar. It's as simple as that. It's really not a destination to get to. The ease of mind that we're born with is always naturally present. If we start to see it as something we don't have and that we somehow need to generate, then it may always just be out of reach. But today too, we're all really good consumers of everything, including spiritual products, whatever they might be. So it's good too to have some discrimination and discernment to say, well, what do I really want out of this practice that I'm involved in? What do I really want out of it? And once you've decided what you want out of it, then just like any good consumer, you go where that product is delivered, where the result's delivered. You wouldn't keep going back and wanting a TV set or an MP3 player to a store that didn't have one. So you see, the thing that's so important is to know that there is no goal. There's never been a goal anywhere, because nothing's ever been made into anything. Nothing's ever been systematized in any way. So to be always looking for a goal keeps it just out of reach. Now, here, when awareness is introduced in the beginning, then it's known what to rest as. And that occurs wherever we are. All the greatest teachers have said to rest. Rest is best, no matter where you are, what you're doing. Standing up, sitting down, thinking arduous thoughts, studying string theory, baking a cake, making love, defecating, no matter what it is, what's looking. What is at the basis of everything is always clear. And when that's enjoyed for short moments, repeated many times in a completely uncontrived way, then it, which is equally uncontrived, becomes obvious, and there's no separation from what is aware and what appears. The great forever absence of a perceiver and perceived is already so in awareness. So in this practice alone, there is no doer from the beginning. There's simply awareness. There's no presumption of a perceiver and a perceived. But, in my own experience, 25 years ago when I was a young person, I faced many of the things that everyone faces in young adulthood. And I learned a lot of different strategies for dealing with everything. And when I reached that point where none of the strategies worked at all, then I began resting imperturbably. No matter what happens, because I didn't have a choice. You see, I'd tried all these things to try to corral all my sensations, all my thoughts, all my emotions, to try to keep them in some kind of manageable condition, like a good manager. But then what I found out was that there wasn't a manager. This manager I had relied on, there was nowhere in sight. There were just the out-of-control thoughts and emotions. And sounds like another story I just told, doesn't it? But and that's when I realized in an experiential way for the first time that everything that appears, no matter what it is, has no independent nature. And that what that really means is relief. So then with whatever started appearing, I just rested as that relief, not separating out from what appeared, but resting as the relief of all these tormenting experiences, whether they were mental or experiential. And it was in that the realization of who I've always been came about. Oh, well, wisdom mind has its own moral code. It has its own moral code. It doesn't need a rule book. So when we become more and more familiar with wisdom mind, with wisdom awareness that is at the basis, then all of our activities are naturally beneficial and without needing to renounce or establish any code. You see, wisdom mind only comes about through the ultimate renunciation. The ultimate renunciation is to stop taking points of view to have an independent nature. That's the ultimate renunciation, not saying I need to live this way in order to calm my mind. So if we use any of these words, whether it's renunciation or meditation or anything, it's important for us to really know what those mean in an ultimate sense. The all-inclusivity of awareness guarantees benefit. Everyone, no matter who they are, knows that they're aware. There isn't anyone anywhere who can say, I am not aware. And this is very precious. This is the precious opportunity of human life. we've, as a human species, have gone beyond the need to have things divided up so much. We're all greatly connected today, and we have simple means of communication and simple ways of using language that everyone can understand. This is really the all-inclusivity of great compassion that is entirely responsive in whatever era it appears. So just because things haven't been a certain way doesn't mean that they can't be that way. Just because we have certain points of view whereby we think that everything has to be a certain way doesn't mean that it does have to be that way.